Welcome to another session on Steps to My True Self. Why no one should ever be punished for committing a crime. I'm going to explain today why no one should ever be punished for committing a crime. Because punishment and all of these things began with the gods, and they were the ones that was always punishing human beings when they did not do whatever the gods wanted them to do. They wanted to punish them because that's the way they are, and the gods mental states are the worst, and they are the ones who need the punishment because they have been entranced in the dream, by looping us in their imagination. And whenever someone would figure out and to unravel the webs of the illusion, they would all come to fight you, to take your light, and to imprison the self because they did not want anyone to know the truth. So if anyone should be punished, it should be the gods. But the gods are not being punished because the gods are ourself. The gods are us exploring the world in 100% ego. They are not in awareness of themselves. So, in fact, it's the blind leading the blind. So, when you're following the gods, you are following someone into a ditch. They do not know the truth of the self. They are not in awareness of the self because their mental state is very, very sick. And so, this is why no one should ever be punished for committing a crime. We should be creating all the schools, all the all the churches should be turned into healing centers for cultivating the mind and for stillness of the mind. You know what I'm saying? And for making balance with the self. We should never be building prisons and putting ones in prisons. This whole culture should have been training when ones are small, should have been trained to how to cultivate the mind, how to balance the mind, how to bring the mind to stillness. Instead, we are taught how to be engaged in the mind and the loops of the mind all the time, into your imagination, in your thoughts, in your thoughts. This is what makes the mind impure. And so we have to learn how to get out of the mind and get into the heart to balance the self. And so this is one of the reasons why no one should ever be punished, because in the tainted consciousness of the duality, we were given a tainted consciousness that we were in unawareness of ourself and unawareness of our light. And the self is sleeping. So what arises is the ego. So everything that we do is the ego is doing it and not the self. And we're doing things in ignorance. If we have not learned how to balance the mind and how to put it to stillness, the mind have a pre-existing condition of mental sickness. So the pre-existing condition is because the consciousness and the light is indivisible. And in duality, the consciousness and the light is separated. It's been hidden from the consciousness, and consciousness cannot find its light. This creates mental sickness. This creates madness, deranged thinking. When ones are here and they're living and they're not in awareness of themselves, and they have not been given tools of how to balance the mind, we should be surrounding them and putting light into them, putting love into them, and guiding them on the path of how to balance the mind and how to bring the mind to stillness. Because remember what I said, that the mind has a precondition for mental sickness. So all these deranged things that people are doing, and we say they're evil, the mind is sick, is the sickest of all. And so we have to start the way we're looking at the mind right now and looking at ones who are doing things, deranged things, and the prejudice, the rape, the hate, the murder. We have to start looking at it differently instead of locking ones up in places where one does not know how to balance the mind. We should be creating these environments where one can learn how to do these things. All right, because remember that we have that precondition of mental sickness. This is an imbalanced world. You can be balanced in this world. You can bring your mind to stillness and learn how to keep putting your mind in stillness and to purify it. This whole world is built in a darkness. Remember that. So this is why one should never be punished for any bad things that they have done. We should instead be creating an environment so that they can heal their minds, so that they can learn how to bring their mind to stillness, and we can help them to be better human beings, And we can help ones to be better managers of their mind and of their thoughts and of the self. So that's what we should start doing right now. All churches, all mosques, all everyone, we should start creating these environments, creating these communities, coming together where ones are learning how to bring stillness to the mind and how to purify the mind, and how to just engage in the heart. The heart should be the center of our world, the center of our life, the center of our existence right now. Bring the mind into the heart for a balance. All right, thank you so much. I am Primalite, prepared for the world with the identity AuSet.